Hi guys, and welcome to the Batch Lady, where I show you how to make fast, simple, homemade meals that you can make in advance, get in your freezer and use whenever you need them. And on this program today, I am going to show you, it's just about a 3-minute video because I'm going to show you about managing your freezer. Lots of people have written in and asked me about this and said, please can you show me how to manage my freezer, especially if you've got a big chest freezer. So I don't have a chest freezer, but I have a good system of how I manage my own freezer. And I used to have a chest freezer, so I'm going to show you how. Also look out for another video which is called What's in the Batch Lady's Freezer, and that's the one that I'm going to show you of my small freezer in my kitchen to show you what I keep in everyday ingredients in there that help me out, and how I keep an empty shelf and the reason why. Okay, so basically we are out on the farm and we are in my room that I store my freezers in, and there's lots of washing machines and farm equipment in here, but it is where I store my freezers. So I have two, as you can see, two stand-up ones. One of them we're not going to open, it is just, well, I can let you see it very quickly, but it's going to be quite far away. It's basically full of meat. So because I live on a farm, we have lots of our own beef and lamb, so it is full of meat that is not processed into a meal yet, so I haven't done anything with it, so therefore it just lives in there, and I know that any meat I need I can grab from there, and it saves this freezer from getting full of things that are not actually meals yet. Okay, so very quickly, things I like to keep beside my freezer is, if your freezer is out in a garage or somewhere like that, really good to keep some bags beside it, okay, because you end up carting stuff back and forth from the house to wherever your freezer is, so grab some bags. And I'm going to come back to these and talk about these as well. And here we go. Things I always keep beside my freezer is 2 sets of gloves, because it's horrible when you're looking for stuff and your hands are freezing, so use some gloves, keep them beside your freezer and just call them your freezer gloves to make sure that nobody touches them. Now, my freezer lists. Can you see that? This is my Batch Lady ones. This is what I want to chat to you about. Okay, so what I do is my freezer list, these are Batch Lady ones. I have fish, pizza and pasta. I basically have a list for every category. My categories are fish, chicken, game, lamb and pork, which are on the same sheet, pizza and pasta, soups and sauces, bread, potato or egg dishes, veg and desserts. Okay, so they basically coincide with everything, all the shelves that are in my freezer. So what you really want to do, the basics is, make sure you've got a pen. I have joined it with a piece of string because if you live in a farm, everybody steals your pen. Okay, so what you want to do is anything that goes into your freezer, write it in. Anything that comes out of your freezer, as you'll see here, I've got one that's scored off and it says out. As I've taken it out, I've crossed it off. If you can do that simple method, which is very simple once you're up and running, then you constantly know what's in your freezer. You can then grab this list if you're not sure what you're going to make that week or what's in, you're going to buy out the shops, and you can go through it and think, oh actually, I've got 4 chicken dishes in there, I can use 2 of them this week, or I've got 3 lots of spaghetti bolognese, I could use them. So great for meal planning as well, so if you keep this up to date. Now when you start doing yours, if your freezer is full, you don't know what's in it, empty it all out, and it's going to take you about an hour and a half, but once you've done it once, it's done, okay? Empty it all out and you will be able to write up your lists, put it all back in, and if you're in a chest, if you've got a chest freezer, then use bags as your category bags. So for example, I would label this one fish, and I would fill it only with things that were fish meals, okay? Get another one that's chicken, so that way, when you're looking for something, you're only pulling out one main category bag. You're not looking through absolutely everything. Okay, that's the best advice that I can give you. Okay, so this is getting hung back on my wall beside my freezer. And very quickly, I'll just let you see in my freezer. So, the way that I run mine is I've got bags of veg up here. This is mainly veg and a few extra dishes, things like butternut squash lasagna sheets, which are great for making a vegetarian lasagna. I've then got meat in here. So this one's actually chicken. So I've got my chicken fajitas all ready to go. I've got my chicken and leek and my garlic sauce. Got a couple of them. Got some Hasselback chicken. There's some pulled pork at the back of there. This one we now come down to is beef and lamb. So I've got Moroccan lamb chops, I've got my lasagna, so I know that this is my section. So if you don't have shelves like this, then it's your bags that are going to be your section, okay? I keep my soup at the front because I use it for lunches, so it's really handy, okay? Soup at the front. I've got bread products at the front as well because they don't last as long in the freezer than lots of other things. My fish is further down the bottom, and at the very bottom is just some extra desserts that I've got. So very simple, great way to organise your freezer. Let me know what you think, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, send a message below and let me know whether you like it or not. And we'll look at all different types of freezers as well. And make sure you watch my next video on what is in my freezer in my house, because I keep that in a different section and do it in a different way. Thanks for watching The Batch Lady. You are brilliant. Bye bye.